A fatal explosion rocks the subway in St. Petersburg, Russia. A Los Angeles hair salon is serving beer to customers.
This is Valley View News.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Ashley LaRue.
And I'm Julia Espinosa.
A student job fair intended to promote career opportunities brought controversy to campus. Valley View reporter Julia Espinosa has more on the story.
Students and staff gathered in front of the Career Center protesting against recruiters on campus. A student organization called Dreams to be Heard provides support to the undocumented and immigrant community. It held the protest, it said, to hold administrators accountable. The president of the organization, Stephanie, did not want her last name mentioned.
Administrators have expressed their concern and support to the undocumented community, and by doing this, it just does exactly the contrary to what they're saying.
She also says that having recruiters on campus is not fair to the undocumented community.
They're bringing these people, which is raising anxiety and just, all kinds of mental health issues to our community. So, and that's not right. If you're worried about our community, this is not the way to express that.
As you can see, the Dream Center is only a short distance away from where the job fair is being held.
The Dream Center is home to more than 400 students. CSUN has the largest number of undocumented students in both the UC and CSU system. Marco Pastrano is an undocumented immigrant, and he says attending school has changed for him.
It gives me a lot of anxiety because, and especially my parents, that when I go out and if I stay too late, they tell me come back soon because they might be ICE checkpoints or something, and it's just this unrest that I cannot live my life in peace. I can if this is happening in here, I cannot come to school in peace. I cannot just have a normal life like everyone else.
However, Dr. Dwayne Cantrell, Associate Vice President for Student Access and Support Services, says that it would be a disservice to not allow all job recruiters access to the job fair.
And we want to make sure that we keep our students protected and that their rights are heard, their voices are heard. At the same time, we have a right as a responsibility as a university to make sure that we provide access to our students to jobs and careers as they're navigating our university process.
I think it is ironic as well as hypocritical as well as just completely sad and outrageous that we would be recruiting students to deport their fellow students and separate them from their families.
Separating families is not a career.
A petition is circulating on campus. The petition is demanding that CSUN withdraw its invitation to the government agency for the next job fair. In Northridge, Julia Espinosa, Valley View News.
United Farm Workers hosted a Cesar Chavez and Resist Trump March in Oxnard last weekend. Hundreds gathered at the Cesar Chavez bus in La Colonia, where the labor leader grew up. Protesters marched down the Plaza Park in downtown Oxnard. Some protesters carried banners that said, quote, "We feed you." Protesters say that Trump administration's immigration policies may cause many farm workers to be deported. Cesar Chavez would have turned 90 on March 31st.
Ontario police are searching for a Pomona man suspected of beating his girlfriend with a metal frying pan. Frankie Sylvester Campos has a $300,000 warrant out for his arrest. Campos faces burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, and domestic assault charges. Police say Campos entered his girlfriend's home and began hitting her on the head multiple times with the frying pan. He fled the scene before police arrived. She was taken to the hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
A San Pedro High School student is recovering on a breathing ventilator at Harvard UCLA Medical Center after being beaten and left in an alley. Evan Jimenez was coming home from a baseball game when two men attacked him. The victim's aunt says the men asked the teen if he was gang affiliated. After the teen said no, they attacked him. LA County Sheriff deputies say there is no video of the attack. They're asking anyone with information to come forward.
1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced either physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. Reporter Sharon Carrillo attended a class that helps women defend themselves.
That's the chant that echoed at this free women's self-defense workshop.
Women of all ages came to Studio City's recreational park to learn how to defend themselves. Teresa Henry says it's necessary for all women to learn skills that can protect them.
I've always wanted to learn the logistics of being able to defend myself for any possible situation, and since the opportunity came up, I figured why not take advantage of it.
Before getting to the physical part of the class, the instructor advised the women to always stay alert.
Does it look like I'm attacking her?
He then demonstrated examples of the moves they would learn. One was how to stomp your way out of danger. Another, how to hit the right parts of the body. And how to punch. Instructor and police officer Mark Purcell says it does not take much expertise to protect yourself.
The good thing about the techniques that we learned in this class today is that you don't have to be a black belt to defend yourself. They're very easy techniques to learn and use, and it doesn't matter what size you are, they can be effective against any person.
This self-defense class is funded through the Office of Assemblyman David Nazarian. He puts this class together every year with the goal of raising awareness, but he also has a more personal reason.
I met someone who had told me about an incident of his friend being raped in broad daylight in a parking lot, and so we decided to put together a program where he himself would actually end up teaching.
The women got a chance to practice the skills they learned with partners. In this women's self-defense class, the 4 most important A's to follow is awareness, avoid, assertive, and attack. The attacks they practiced were full force on the padded instructor. Sierra Ford says she liked how the instructor taught the class.
He mixed up actual, practices with verbiage, and so I like that part. We kind of learned about it before we implemented.
In Studio City, Sharon Carrillo, Valley View News.
California has its highest snowpack level since 2011, but officials are worrying about flood warnings and the damage melting snow can cause to infrastructures. As spring comes, the snow will melt and may cause rock slides. Already, a broken boulder has caused a highway in Yosemite National Forest to be temporarily closed. Although the snow eased California's 5-year drought, officials say they have to prepare for the snow melting. Mayor Garcetti declared a state of emergency over concerns of flooding and damage to Los Angeles aqueducts.
A deadly storm in Louisiana has killed a 38-year-old woman and her 3-year-old daughter. The woman's husband says a tornado blew their mobile home off its foundation.
She was a very loving woman, the love of my life, my daughter, everything.
The National Weather Services reported at least 3 more tornadoes going 100 miles per hour in Louisiana, damaging 15 structures in St. Martin Parish. 250 people were rescued from single-family homes and schools were closed. Other states, such as Mississippi and Texas, have also been hit with high waters and wind damaging other homes. Weather forecasters say Alabama and Georgia are at risk later this week.
A new study says Americans over the age of 60 are drinking more. Researchers at the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism say regular consumption of alcohol is on the rise among older men and women. Researchers analyzed over 145,000 responses to the National Health Interview Survey over the past 20 years. Although higher numbers of men reported regular and binge drinking tendencies than women, the percentage of women who reported drinking regularly is growing faster.
A new law allows barbershops to serve alcohol to customers. Reporter Cameron Parrish has the story.
The sound of clippers is not the only thing you'll hear when going to the barber. Perhaps you might also hear the sound of people saying cheers. Since the first of the year, a new bill was approved by Governor Jerry Brown allowing barbershops to serve beer without an alcohol license. Customers Lorenzo Patricio and Brian Michelson say they enjoy this new perk at the barber.
You come in here, you get pampered. A beer is a nice touch, because what guy doesn't want a beer while they get a haircut?
I come here and kind of just relax in the chair, drink a beer, get my hair cut. It is nice, you know.
Daniel Tanner, the manager of Bolt Barbers in downtown Los Angeles, says he thinks serving alcohol is not a bad idea either.
I think it's great. The way we look at the barber shop here at Bolt is it's more of a man cave. It's more like having a room in your house where you and your friends can hang out, have a drink.
Nowadays, going to the barber shop is a social experience. However, there are some concerns. Barber Brandon Rivas shares his opinion.
A limit should be into the maybe like 2 drinks if you want, but it might affect the person. You don't know if they can drive off, cause an accident or something.
According to the law, barbershops can only serve 12 ounces of beer or 6 ounces of wine by the glass per client. The beer and wine may only be served during business hours and no later than 10 at night. The goal is to keep people safe when leaving the barber, making sure no one has had too much to drink before they hit the road again. I'm Cameron Parrish in downtown Los Angeles for Valley View News.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the LA Book Fest
and country music's big night.
The annual Los Angeles Book Fest was held at the Grand Park in downtown LA. Valley View News reporter Flor Tolentino has the details.
Author and poet Emily Dickinson was the center of attention at this year's LA Book Fest. Both children and adults who love books attended and were able to enjoy all types of activities inspired by Dickinson's work, like bookmaking, portrait painting, and herbarium creations. Artist Rachel Curry volunteered this year to help children create herbariums, just like the one Emily Dickinson created as a young girl.
We're making little mini herbariums, which is like a handmade book with a collection of plant specimens.
There were also live poem recitals throughout the day by people who were inspired by Emily Dickinson's poetry.
To deteriorate like the corpses in the ground, worms crawling through my eyes and dirt and decay ravage my bones, no longer able to fear what I once had. Maybe I'll finally be able to have some peace and comfort. This is what he whispers to me.
There was also a booth where you could buy books from other authors and poets. While some simply lounged around the park or freshened up by the fountain, others spent their time reworking poems using typewriters. By signing up with your email, you were given a free book of Dickinson's poems. You then choose a poem and added your style to it and begin typing. Book lover and attendee Stephanie Gonzalez describes her experience.
I love it. I'm a fan of reading. I'm a fan of writing. I write when I'm feeling down. I write when I'm feeling happy. It just takes my mind away from everything else that's going on.
Once you were finished creating your own poem, you hand it over to one of the volunteers.
If you're a book lover, Grand Park's annual Book Fest is the place to be. This year, they chose to honor poet Emily Dickinson. In Los Angeles, Valley View News, Flor Tolentino.
Facebook is offering popular Snapchat-like features to its users. These include an effects-filled camera, short visual stories, and more disappearing messages. The updated camera includes more than 100 animated overlays and effects. Facebook credits Snapchat with pioneering the stories format, but says its move to more visual content is a response to what users are already doing.
Now let's go to Susanna Guzman for entertainment.
Thank you, Julia. Pro wrestlers John Cena and Nikki Bella are now engaged. The WWE star proposed to the Total Diva star in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania 33. He asked for her hand in front of about 70,000 fans, and she clearly said yes. Bella's twin sister tweeted about her excitement to the engagement, welcoming Cena to the family. The couple's 5-year relationship has been documented on the reality show Total Divas and Total Bellas. Reality TV star Mama June has dropped from a size 18 to a size 4. Honey Boo Boo's mom revealed her weight loss transformation during a new reality TV show, Mama June From Not to Hot. During the show, Mama June says she worked hard to get healthy, and now she feels like she is becoming the person on the outside that she has always been on the inside. The 37-year-old lost about 300 pounds after weight loss surgery. The Lifetime hit show Dance Moms says goodbye to Abby Lee Miller and hello to Cheryl Burke. The owner of the Abby Lee Dance Company announced on social media that she is not returning to Dance Moms. Miller says she constantly had to fight with producers for better music, costumes, and creative credit. Lifetime quickly replaced the former choreographer with Cheryl Burke from Dancing with the Stars. Abby Lee Miller pled guilty to bankruptcy fraud last June and is still awaiting her sentence. Luke Bryan and Dierks Bentley co-hosted the 2017 Academy Country Music Awards, with 25 show-stopping performances from artists Carrie Underwood, Little Big Town, and newcomers Thomas Rhett with Maren Morris. The most anticipated performance came from the Backstreet Boys, who took the stage with Florida Georgia Line. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill debuted their 10th song, Speak to a Girl, the single off their first full-length album together. Female Vocalist of the Year award went to Miranda Lambert for the 8th year in a row, beating Reba McEntire's previous record of 7 wins. The top honor went to Jason Aldean as Entertainer of the Year for his 2nd year in a row. The ACM saw a slight dip in viewership this year compared to last year, competing with the season finale of The Walking Dead. That's all for entertainment. Now back to you.
Multiple attacks on Nigerian students have been reported in the city of Noida. 5 Nigerians were wounded. Police say the violence began following the death of a teenager from an alleged drug overdose. A police report was filed against 5 local Nigerian men who were detained on suspicion of drug peddling, abduction, and murder. They were later released.
Chicago police have arrested a 14-year-old boy suspected of sexually assaulting a teenage girl and streaming it. The teen faces charges for aggravated criminal sexual assault and manufacturing and disseminating child pornography. Chicago Police Commander Brendan Denahan said that with the help of Facebook, they've been able to identify as many as 6 suspects.
We were able to eventually identify 2 of these offenders and secure arrest warrants for them. One of the offenders, 14-year-old, was arrested by the same 10th District officers who were working alongside the detectives these entire days. That individual has now been charged. There's a second juvenile warrant that is out there, and we expect that individual to be arrested soon.
Police said around 40 people watched the live feed, but no one called the authorities. The teen girl is now receiving online taunts during the investigation.
A 22-year-old man has been charged with attempted murder in Koreatown. Jae Yang was caught on surveillance camera beating a young woman with a hammer 24 times. He admitted he targeted the 24-year-old woman for being female and Korean. Los Angeles police are calling it a hate crime. After the break, we'll see how Lyft is giving riders donation options.
And we take a look at baseball's opening week. As graduation looms, many students are feeling mixed emotions about their college career coming to an end. Nicholas Torres has more on the story.
For many graduating seniors, this time of happiness and satisfaction is mixed with the feelings of fear and uncertainty. Many seniors are feeling the pressure of life after graduation. Marian Manukin is a sociology major. She worries most about not being able to find a job.
I'm scared that I'm not gonna get my career because I want to teach after, so I'm just scared that I'm not going to be able to do that.
Many students feel that having a degree should lead to a salary that allows them to live a comfortable life.
I did not spend all my time doing school and studying to not have a well-paying job.
Most students have taken a risk and gone on to debt, and in order to pay that off, it's a huge burden. So I think that a comfortable salary would help us in the future.
I went into debt so much to get this degree, and it's only fair that I find gainful employment that will help me get out of that situation.
The Career Center on campus can help graduates find a job. Ashley Reyes is a peer educator at the center, and she says it's important to be prepared for life after graduation.
I definitely recommend that everyone come into the Career Center to get help on their resume and their cover letters so that they're more equipped going into the real world, but also to utilize their network.
Graduating students offered some advice to students still enrolled at CSUN.
Study, pay attention, and a key thing that I learned a little bit later was visit your teacher during your professor during office hours, because they're amazing people and you can learn a lot from them.
Stay committed. Stay committed. But also take time to enjoy and to learn other skills outside of the classroom.
Visit your counselor. Make sure you're taking the right classes. Don't take classes that you're not going to need, because in the end it's gonna affect your graduation.
Students will leave college with memories that will last a lifetime, and hopefully lessons and experiences that help them reach their dreams. In Northridge, for Valley View, I'm Nicholas Torres.
Now let's go to Eric Scalar with the Sports Report.
Thanks. The Dodgers opened the season against the Padres on Monday, and the boys in blue had an offensive performance for the ages. We picked this up in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jock Peterson at the plate, and he drives the ball down to right field, and a grand slam puts the Dodgers up 5-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. He's loving it as he rounds the bases. Dodgers were pumped up for opening day today. Yasmani Grandal immediately follows him with another home run in almost the exact same spot as Jock Peterson. Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, loving it. 9-1 Dodgers now, bottom of the fifth. Corey Seager drives the ball to left center field. Home run, 3 more runs on the board for the Dodgers. And from the opposite side, Yasmani Grandal hits his second home run of the day to put the Dodgers up 14-3. It was ace pitcher Clayton Kershaw's 7th straight opening day start. They're taking on the Colorado Rockies this weekend in Colorado. The Chicago Cubs are ready to defend their World Series title as they took on the St. Louis Cardinals. Bottom of the third now, Matt Carpenter flies out to right field, and former Cub Dexter Fowler tags up and scores to put the Cardinals on the board 1-0. Bottom of the 8th, Randall Gerchik hits his first home run of the year. Cardinals up 3-0. Last chance for the Cubs now, and Wilson Contreras crushes the ball. Put 3 runs on the board for the Cubbies. Top 9. Bottom of the 9th now, bases loaded. Every kid's dream. Randall Gerchik comes through in the clutch. Delivers the walk-off game winner. And the Cardinals spoil the rival Cubs opener with a 4-3 victory in thrilling fashion. History was made in a battle out west between the San Francisco Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Beautiful day for baseball. Giants ace pitcher Madison Bumgarner drives the ball to left center field for his first home run of the season. A.J. Pollock at the plate now. Hits it deep to left center field to tie the game 3-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bumgarner at the plate once again, tie ball game, top of the 7th inning, and he absolutely crushes that one. Home run to deep left field, his second home run of the game. Bumgarner becomes the first pitcher in Major League Baseball history to hit 2 home runs on opening day. Daniel Descalso at the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the game for the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2 on, 2 out, last chance for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and shortstop Chris Owings hits a blooper into right field to win the game. Although they might have lost, I think it's time to consider putting Madison Bumgarner in the home run derby this season. Coming off a loss to the Clippers, the Lakers took on the Memphis Grizzlies in a Sunday matinee. We picked this game up in the 4th quarter, tie ball game, 90-90. D'Angelo Russell with a step-back 3-pointer, swish nothing but net. 97-92 now, and Grizzlies point guard Mike Conley hits the 3 in Tyler Ennis's face, bringing the Grizzlies within 2 points, over 2 minutes to go. Mike Conley again drives to the hole. Brandon Wright with the alley-oop finish to tie the game, 97-97. Tyler Ennis drives to the middle of the key. Floater good to put the Lakers up 2 points with less than 2 minutes to go. Mike Conley in front of D'Angelo Russell to bring the Grizzlies within 3 points. One more chance for the Grizzlies now. Mike Conley with the ball. Air ball. The Lakers go on to win 108-103, securing their 22nd victory of the season. That's all for sports. Now back to you.
Mobile ride-sharing apps have become very popular over the years. Valley View News reporter Paulina Negretti tells us about Lyft's new idea.
Lyft has found a way to differentiate itself from its rival, Uber. The company is planning to give back to the community. Riders will soon have the option to round up their fare to the nearest dollar to donate to charity. Lyft driver Alex Salazar loves that Lyft users have the option to donate through the app.
Any company that has charitable donations in mind or has organizations where they would like to make a cause for in mind, I think is a worthy company.
Salazar has been driving for Lyft for a year and thinks college students will like this feature. Riders still don't know when Lyft is launching its Roundup and Donate campaign, but there is information on the Lyft website. After finishing a ride, riders will have the option to donate to 5 different charities. Students that prefer Lyft are excited for the new feature, but students who use Uber don't know if they'll switch to Lyft to donate.
I feel like that would let me, I would want to use Lyft more because I knew, rounding it up, I could donate money to, a good cause. I feel like that's pretty cool.
I don't know how many people would actually try to help donate, or I don't think a lot of people would just change from Uber to Lyft because of that. But if it does become more popular, then kudos to them.
Lyft surpassed Uber in app downloads for the first time ever in January. and continues to climb in the App Store rankings.
Many people have moved from Uber to Lyft after the hashtag Delete Uber started trending on social media. The hashtag began during Trump's Muslim travel ban. The CEO of Uber was part of Trump's advisory board and stepped down after the criticism. Lyft plans to expand its charity base to local organizations that are relevant to the community. In Northridge, this is Paulina Negretti, Valley View News.
Thank you for watching Valley View News. I'm Julia Espinosa.
And I'm Ashley LaRue.